Hello and welcome to Joy News Interactive, coming to you live from digital address GA0992539 in Kokomemula Accra on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. On Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, we're Joy News on TV. Send us all your messages and we'll read them on the show. I am Peter CBD. Thank you so much for your company. Now, health officials in Ghana are expected to expand the scope of its surveillance as the deadly coronavirus disease spreads from China to other parts of the world. The death toll remains at 17, with nearly 600 cases recorded so far. Now, 6 other countries, including the United States, Japan and South Korea, have all recorded new cases. Head of Joy News' health desk, Fred Smith, has more details.
Always wash your hands with soap. And this must be done under running water, just like we did in the case of Ebola. Ensure that you are always washing your hands once you've touched, strange objects. You've gone out, you touched people's rails, you've gone to shake hands with people and all the rest of it. Wash your hands and avoid touching your eyes, your nose, and your mouth before your hands are washed. So once you've gone out, interacted with people and all that, try and wash your hands under running water before you do all of those things, touching your face and nose and your children and so on and so forth. Then you have to keep a distance. If you see people with the symptoms, and I'll give you the symptoms shortly, they are people with running nose, people with running
Sometimes
nose,
they're also coughing.
People who are coughing, people who are having difficulty in breathing. All of these are signs, and that may not be a conclusion yet, but still take precaution. Do not get close to such people. Take a step back, for instance. The distance between us now is very safe.
Even though I'm not coughing, I don't have a runny nose.
Yeah, you don't have any of those. It's very safe, even if there's someone who has all of these. So that's what you need to do. But the health officials, the Ghana Health Service and other health officials in Ghana have currently mounted surveillance at the Kotoka International Airport and other entry points into Ghana to ensure that anybody who is suspected to have come from an area where this is coming from, mainly China, are treated.
Those are some details. But as news breaks of China's coronavirus spreading to other cities, there are some other cities. There's another city that has already been locked down with 9 million people, in the city of Wuhan, the suspected origin of the virus. But now the city of Hongkong will join it in a few hours. So those are some updates on that. Hashtag Arrive Alive is the campaign we have launched here at Multimedia. And Lexus Bill on the Drive Time show had something to say.
Expect the unexpected. Assume other motorists will do something crazy and always be prepared to avoid it. Keep a 4-second cushion between you and the car in front of you, but make that 6 seconds if the weather's bad. Very important. I want you to arrive alive. You know, we started our campaign, our road safety campaign today. The hashtag is Arrive Alive.
The hashtag is Arrive Alive. Always be on the lookout. Now let's talk about cervical cancer. Surviving cervical cancer affects treatment and prevention. On Strong and Sassy, they were talking about primary prevention. Check it out.
Prevention is the vaccination.
Okay.
Yes, the primary prevention and vaccination. The tests, the screening, and the early treatment is the secondary prevention.
Okay.
Yes, and when we talk about the early treatment, you know, before every cancer starts, we have what we call the pre-cancer lesions. Pre-cancer lesions, yes. So those ones, when you're able to detect them early, you can actually get 100% cure.
Okay. What are these pre-cancer lesions?
Yes, so those ones you see, like when you do the VIA, for example, you see those whitish appearance on the cervix.
Is there a home test that a woman can do with her spouse or with her, I don't know, somebody at home?
No, home test, no.
You cannot test for this at home?
No, you cannot do that in the house. There is even another test that is also very cheap. We use iodine, Logos iodine.
Okay.
Yes, that one also gives some changes.
Okay.
Or sometimes you could actually see, when you do the pap smear, you know, it will tell you the cells, the nature of the cells that you were able to sample. So the report, when it comes, it will tell you whether you have an early precancer lesion or even an early cervical cancer. So once you have the early ones, we have treatment modalities. So when you treat, it's a form of secondary prevention. Yes.
All right. Thank you, doctor. Let me read some messages coming in. You can also send yours in on 0244-340-437. I'll be happy to share with the rest of the world. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Josephine from East Legon. I'm 33 years old and have never been sexually active. Please, what do I do?
So once she's not been sexually active, once she's 30 years, she has to still, do the test.
Even though she's not been sexually active?
Yes, because there's some small chance that you could get it not through formal sex, if I should put it that way.
You mean informal sex? What's that?
Contact, I mean, you may not have had sexual intercourse, but there was some kind of a contact. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that even if you haven't had sex and you've had any kind of foreplay, it's possible that you still can contract the virus?
Yes.
Wow, I see. Good evening, now. I want to know the difference between a pap smear and cervical cancer. That's from Sarah in Winneba. All right.
So the pap smear is a test, but cervical cancer is a disease. So the tests help you to be able to identify the early stages. I mean, when you have a full-blown cervical cancer, there's no place for pap smear test. The pap smear test is just a screening tool or a screening test for you to be able to determine those early changes, the pre-cancer lesions, and early cancer. So that one is just a test.
Is the pap smear painful?
It's not painful. Because
Jane from Nungwa says, I had mine at Trust Hospital in 2018. It's a bit painful and very uncomfortable. Is that so?
So uncomfortable, yes. We are going to pass a speculum. So it could be discomforting, or probably if, sometimes if the woman has an infection, the place is already inflamed. So by opening the speculum, you could have some pain. But if there's no problem, it shouldn't be painful. It's just discomfort.
How many pap smears do you have to have? Do you have to have it often, or because I'm getting a lot of, I had a pap smear 2 years ago. Do you have to have it every year?
So we have a screening schedule. So usually 3 to 5 years. Once you are sexually active, 3 to 5 years, you should have the test done.
All right. Hello, now I had a pap smear. Pap smear is constant every 2 years here in the USA. I beg your pardon. Oh, but I'm not sure about Ghana, my happy home. How often are ladies getting tested? That's Ike from the USA. Ike, you had Ike. Wait, Ike, are you male or female? Good evening, now. I've done the screening almost 3 years ago. Can I do it again? It is uncomfortable, but it's not painful, and that's from Ifia in Tema. So, I think Doc says yes. After three years, yes. You should go and get your pap smear again. All right. Good evening, now. Good discussion. I'm 50 years old, and I have had 5 pap smear tests since I was 28 years. It's normally part of my medical checkup.
Yes.
So, what do you say to that?
So, elsewhere, it is part of their system. So, they even send you notification when you are due to do your pap smear test. But in this part of the world, it's not like that. But we are trying to create the awareness to our women that it should be part of their routine, and they should take their destiny into their own hands and make sure that they do it periodically. Once you do it, your doctor will tell you that, okay, you have to do it every 3 years or every 5 years, depending on what the outcome of the results.
So if you haven't done your vaccination or your pap smear, make sure to go get it in this month of January. There are many hospitals that are doing it at discounted prices. Now, last week, there was some sort of data outage. A lot of people were complaining they couldn't use their WhatsApp, they couldn't use their Facebook, and that's because there was an undersea cable cut. But do we know and do we understand what an undersea cable cut is? The Geek Squad have been explaining it to us.